welcome is extended to everybody, brought together to celebrate the life and all things good about Simon. We aim to reflect with appreciation how many fantastic memories he created in such a short time. It is comforting to see so many loved friends and family who have travelled from around the country to attend. We also acknowledge loved friends around the world who are absent, though with us in thought. Simon was such a strong and unique character. We felt a unique service for today was the only way we could even begin to do him justice. He chose the song you heard upon entry, The Future Sound of London, Papua New Guinea. When compared to his second choice of Chaz and Dave, it showed how eclectic he was. A varied music collection can be found on any of his memory cards, from heavy rock to trance to hardcore or popular music too. His music collection is vast. Simon probably never switched on a TV in his life, always preferring music or being outside or any adventure he could find. We all have so many memories with Simon because he was always up for a challenge, willing to investigate whatever interested him. He could motivate and inspire most of us when we were around him. He was a strong force of energy, and it is fitting that he should be such an inspiration to us all. Let's take it back to when it all started on the 14th of August 1979. Simon, lovingly known as Sid to all his friends, was the firstborn son to Anna Malcolm and was elder brother to Matthew and Tom. Simon had many happy memories of childhood days. In particular, he enjoyed visiting his maternal nan's house, where he was allowed to buy her to poke at the fire or saw up old bits of wood. He enjoyed days out travelling around the country with his dad, delivering chains or family holidays he remembered with appreciation, and cooking, leading him to have lifelong passion of good wholesome food. As a toddler, he had natural ability to find danger. At the age of 3, he had scaled a 2-foot wall, then a 6-foot fence panel to take himself to the shop to buy sweets. Another time, as a child, he would play fighting with his brother Matt in the car when they knocked the handbrake off the car, gently rolled downhill into a stop courtesy of a tray. Simon was a good pupil at school with a natural ability to apply himself to any challenge to gain a full understanding of any subject that interested him. In his younger teenage years, he became a teen cross-country runner, competing in national events and representing the county for swimming. It was at the age of 9 he met his lifelong friends Matt and Ben at Dalport Swimming Club. They were to be very loving and protective towards Simon, and there were never a disagreement between any of them. Many of the friendships Simon developed during his teenage years were mainly beneficial. There were a few rotten apples around, but Simon managed to find the golden ones, and most of them have been lifelong friendships. Simon had an amazing ability to call in anyone for a cup of tea and end up staying there for 3 days straight. He has been welcomed into so many family homes, an extended family member, and the love showered on him by Pat and Eric Cullen, Franklin Sue Clark, Shirley and Brian Late, and Jan and Dave Corrigan, to name the most important influence. His friends were more than the word friends can do justice to, and a band of brothers still doesn't begin to come close. Other stalwart friends who remained loved and important were Rich Corrigan, Wes and Ross Late, and Paul Baldwin, also the girl he considered a sister, Selena. Simon was known by his friends for his never-ending enthusiasm and energy. As a teenager, he would cycle 15 to 20 miles per day after paper rounds and runs between friends' houses or meetups. Simon always loved the outdoors. With Matt and Ben, built a hut into a gorse-covered sand bank that was hidden from sight. It came to be known as the place. It had sofa, lighting, and a sideboard. Many a happy night was wasted here playing cards or just being with friends. It stood up for a couple of years before the council found it served eviction notice, then destroyed it. At the age of 15, Simon applied for a job as a wash-up assistant at the Granary Hotel. Here he was promoted to demi-chef, and so a career in the kitchens began. Here he met another lifelong friend, supporter, Richard Croft. Anyone who saw Simon at work as a chef would say he was in control at all times, and in his spare time liked to prank poor little waitresses or staff members from rubbing butter round the telephone earpiece and battering and deep frying keys, loosening sauce lids or filling pie cases with baked beans, to name a few. Simon was able to cope with long hot hours in a busy kitchen and thrived best when he was being challenged. He always had a can-do attitude, only if he wanted to do it in the first place. 16 years ago, while working for a catering agency at the Post House Hotel in Guildford, he met Sherry. At the age of 21, Simon bought a converted warehouse in Crewkerne, Somerset. Here he enjoyed DIY and became a self-taught master of all trades. In true Simon spirit, he studied in depth to perform the property to be beyond perfect. After the sale of the house, Simon and Sherry returned to Guildford. Simon became a runner for Boots Simon's Studios. While working here, he had a holiday with Matt to go to New Zealand for Ben's wedding. Simon returned content and refreshed. On return, he was determined to follow his dream and saved up to pay for a carpentry course. Timing was against him though, with the building market collapsing. He continued working for poor wages for many a moody gaffer. He continued with determination, motivation, and dedication, as he mostly just enjoyed being in the trade and learning. Customers were often startled that he continued working till 9 and 10 clock to get the job done right. He would always find a way where other people would bodge. Not Sid though. If he put his name to it, it would have to be perfect. In this trade he met another best mate, who proved to be loyal and a loving friend, and welcomed Si into his home, Jim and his lovely wife Lisa. Simon spent so much time in Kent with his family, and always looked forward to going there. He would only return home at the last hour of the day. It was at this time that they moved in with another truly good friend, Darren. Simon and Darren spent many hours churning through records. Darren was always happy to encourage Si to start a fire or to get the barbecue going. Many afternoons and weekends were shared in Darren's garden. Other favourite pastimes of Sid was his motorbike days, preferring the days of his freedom on his 125 compared to the thrills with his larger 600. And there were definitely a few thrills. Si had two main holiday destinations he frequented: Wales, close to his heart, as he spent so much time there with his various best mates, camping in cars or building shelters. They were often drawn there when the weather was bad, and they camped in hurricanes and snow. Once he drove with Russ to Ellie for Ellie, for cheese and raiders, because they had nothing else to do. His second most frequented place was the Netherlands, as an appreciation of fine-grown tulips, and he really liked the museums over there too. He always enjoyed wielding a gun around, then only ever an air pistol. Simon was a man of immense pride. He enjoyed obtaining his possessions, get their maximum worth. Daddy was also known to be a man with many words. He was straight-talking and could be relied on for an honest opinion. He spoke with conviction and he would never shy away from telling how it is. Sid was often late home from work, as he would spend an hours plus chatting to clients, then come home and phone a friend until his battery was empty. Long treks were a favourite pastime, completing a 26-mile walk for Alzheimer's and hardly being fazed by it. From 5 years from nagging with Jerry, Ellie was born. Being born at 5 a.m. in the morning, Sherry was exhausted and passed straight out for 4 hours. When she woke, Daddy was sat in the same position, with Ellie laying face upon his lap, not her, holding her finger, gazing into her eyes. Driving home, he had to be reminded to look at the road. He was truly smitten. He was so eager to take her back to Stourport to show her off. She lightened his heart like nothing. There are many photos of sharing their good times together. The last phase of Simon's life was the rat batting days. Of course, he was going to study every last detail and be the best technician for miles around. We will now listen to one of Daddy's favourite songs.
Sid, Simon, Si, Sidney, husband, dad, friend. Sid was a lot of things to a lot of different people. To me, he was my best friend. When Sid was about, it was almost guaranteed that we'd have a good laugh and probably get into some sort of trouble. Here are a couple of my favourite memories of Sid. Sid was a hard worker, and as a chef had to work some very difficult hours, but that never stopped him from coming and finding us after he finished, usually about 11 o'clock. This was a time that some of you may remember, before everyone had mobile phones. So I'd tell him what we were planning, and then he would come and find us. But as all good plans go, they normally changed. I remember this one night, Russ had taken us for a drive up Birmingham Way, when the plan was to do something else. We're at some random spot when, doesn't that sound like Sid's motorbike? And yep, next thing Sid pulls up How the hell did you find us up here? We just had a good knack of knowing where we were, I guess. One holiday away, we went on a mountain biking trip down south. Me, Matt and Sid loaded our bikes onto the back of the car with the aim of a week of good fun. The first thing we wanted to try was riding in London traffic. It seemed like a good idea at the time, and it turned out to be a lot of fun, weaving in and out of all the cars and generally racking people up. We then carried on round to Southampton. The plan was to go round to Exeter and back up the M5. We had gone into the city centre and were looking for a shop, which turned out to be in the middle of a shopping centre. We had left the bike locks back in the car, and as it was the end of the day and quiet, we pushed our bikes in, went up the escalator, found what we needed, and started to head out. Then Sid decided you could do mean skids on the polished floor. And man, you could. So it ended up with the three of us riding round, causing absolute havoc, and finally having to ride back down the stairs with the shopping centre security chasing us out of the building. We went on many weekend trips to Wales with nothing more than what we were wearing, sleeping bags, and of course the trusty maglights. Generally, the motto was, you cannot get lost if you do not know where you are going. I think we went to Borth first and then headed in what turned out to be a northerly direction. First it started raining, then the gale force winds picked up. Who checks a weather forecast when you're going away for the weekend? And then one by one the roads started to get closed, but Sid just kept on driving on any road that he could find that did not have a tree down or flooded. Sid finally pulled into an old quarry, and the only thing we knew that we were in Wales. We jumped out of the car for a look around, the trusty maglights lighting our way. Then we spotted the down power line blowing in the wind and quickly retreated to the safety of the car, which did not feel safe anymore. The wind was so strong at one point during the night, we thought the car was going to get blown away. The next day was a lot better, so we went into one of the old quarry buildings, and Sid began to cook us up a feast with the bag of 30 sausages and 5 kilograms of bacon he had got from work. After the breakfast, we had lots of food left, and we will just say that the artwork on the wall in the old shed was different, and we will leave it at that. We jumped in the car and drove until we found a road sign, and somehow managed to get back to Stourport, and to this day I still have no idea where the quarry was. Well, there are a few memories of my best friend, and I'm very lucky to have lots more stories of very happy times growing up with such a top bloke.
So we surmise before committal. One theme runs through Simon's life. Those whose hearts he touched stayed with him, gaining huge love and respect and admiration. Simon was a truly self-made, made of good, strong, bloody-mindedness and integrity. He leaves us all in awe of his character and triumph through defeat. Only if we had an end of what this legendary man did. Sid, you left a huge mark on the world, on our hearts and our lives. You made the world a better place, and you deserve your rest. You packed a lot of life into your tender years, and you will remain forever young. Your energy burnt high in life, and it will continue to light our spirit when we remember you. Energies are eternal, as is our appreciation for having had you for those few years. May you rest in peace, or please not haunt us, as you said you would. You left this world so loved by everybody gathered today.
dark tunnel with a very, very bright light at the end. So brilliant. It was more brilliant than the sun.
There are so many thank yous. So many people helped his spirits lifted. For Sarah and Dr. LeBon from Phyllis Tuckwell and Purely Down Infant School for their love and support and their prayers. But mostly for helping Ellie to be happy and supported. For everybody who helped so kindly for providing holidays, weddings and memories. For the kind boys, for the AFC Ripley, Daniel Granger and everyone else who donated from the GoFundMe page. Most overwhelming part of our journey has been the constant flow of love and support. It meant so much to Simon to know how much people cared and to know that Ellie and Sherry will be looked after. To Becky and Adrian of Town and Country Funerals, helping Si having an adventure posthumously. An invitation for friends and family to gather and share memories and continue our celebrations. Is extended to everybody. We will reconvene at St. Clair's Church Halls. A map can be found on the order of service. Now we will hear Simon's last choice he won for everyone to leave with a smile at the irony.
Now I had an old uncle as mean as can be. He said when I die you'll get nothing from me. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. All he left me was an old overcoat, but I found in the pocket a £50 note. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. Now I am a do-it-yourselfer, you see. It can half make life easy, take it from me. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. If the wife wants the grass cut or a new kitchen shelf, just do as I do and say do it yourself. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. Mustn't grumble, don't worry about nothing, my friend. Mustn't grumble, 'cause all's well that's well in the end. Mustn't grumble, you grumble and you're on your own. Laughing the world laughs with you, crying you'll cry all alone. Laughing the world laughs with you. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. Now I came home from work, there was firemen around. They said we couldn't save it, your house has burnt down. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. I said that's alright, don't worry mate, 'cause the bathroom needed painting, it went half in a state. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. I collect the football pool's money, you see. 1 week we won it, me workmates and me. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble. I went home early feeling pleased with myself. Then I saw the coupon still stuck on the shelf. Mustn't grumble, mustn't grumble.